So the goal for this week was supposed to be about 65-ish miles. If you'll notice, I didn't post a video last week because after some large amounts of personal issue, I decided not to go on a ride. I needed the week off, my fiance was leaving town, there was all kinds of stuff going on, it was just a bad week for me. So I took the week off, did almost nothing during the week, and instead just kicked a killer ride on Saturday, the 27th. You can't see it, but I'm pointing at a calendar. So I decided that I didn't really, the whole 65-ish, 70-ish, somewhere in there, I didn't have a good ride for that. I thought about maybe going on to Multnomah Falls, but I'd just done that ride not very long ago. As far as I'd gone up to Crown Point and back down, didn't really feel like what I wanted to do. What I wanted was a lot of flats that I could just put my head down and kill, because I've been doing a lot more climbing. And I wanted something where I don't feel like I'm fighting for every single mile I'm picking up. So I went on Rubber to the Road, which is going to be a lot of my rides from here on out, because they have a bunch of rides that I can alter into front door rides. They have everything posted on it as far as how far it is, all of the elevation profiles, all the information. I can print out the route maps. They have turn-by-turn instructions. It's a very, very useful website. I will post the route that I altered to do this week's ride. So the route that I altered to do this week's ride is called Interlachen with Sandy River Extension, and is supposed to be a 36-mile ride starting over on the east side of Mount Tabor. Instead, what I ended up with was a 72.77-mile ride, because I had to get out there, so I took Springwater and the I-205 corridor out to the Interlachen plus Sandy River Extension, did Airport Way, and then Marine Drive out to Highway 30. Absolutely gorgeous. It was sunny, it was beautiful, it was a fantastic day for a ride. I ended up out on Highway 30, you know, heading towards Crown Point, and I was supposed to turn off at Stark, which is really early, and it was gorgeous, and it was exactly what I wanted to do. Now this area of Highway 30 is different from the Highway 30 out by Sylvie Island, which is nicknamed Dirty 30. It's not a fun place to ride. This part of Highway 30 is the historic Columbia Scenic Highway, something like that. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. It's slow grade up, so coming back it's what they call a working downhill, but it's a gorgeous ride, and there's a nice little camping park there where you can stop and refill your bottles, and there's a nice washroom so you can, you know, get off your bike and pee a little bit. It's a great ride. So I went partway up towards Crown Point, got about halfway up and realized that if I went much farther I was simply going to go to Crown Point, and that was way more than I wanted to do for the day. Turned back around, came down the hill, went up over Stark. There's a nice climb over the backside of that. Did a loop around Blue Lake, kind of went through town a little bit, had a good time, got back out on Airport Way, or on Marine Drive, and realized that I was about 4 miles shy of hitting 70, which had become my goal during this ride because I was feeling so good. So I do a 4-mile out and back down Marine Drive. Now the problem with this day's ride, the only problem, was that there were headwinds from hell, particularly on Marine Drive. So while I was just cooking it, absolutely fantastic heading out, heading back towards Airport Way, I was so slow. It was so bad. But the nice thing was the wind didn't turn around that day. So while I had headwinds for the first half, 2/3 of the ride, I had tailwind the whole way home. I stopped for about an hour out by the airport. There's a friend of mine who lives out there, and we sat and chatted. I did a little bit of stretching. I drank some water. It was a good time for me to get off the bike for a little while. All in all, I did 72.77 miles of riding. It took me 5 hours, just about 5 hours and 45 minutes, which I'm very proud of. That's just shy of 13 miles an hour I kept, which I'm really pleased with. Yeah, it was just a great ride. I loved it. It was beautiful. It was exactly what I needed. I'll post the link to the Sandy River Extension in the sidebar so that you can see it. And I really, really suggest these rides off of Rubber to the Road. It's a great site. They've got lots of information for them. If you live in the Portland area and you want to do rides, they have everything from tiny little 3 miles, go around these 2 bridges, up through, you know, 80, 90-mile rides out to Multnomah Falls. Absolutely fantastic. So, my legs are tired. I've got good tan lines again because I got to ride with my shorts and jersey and no leg warmers and arm warmers after about 10:30. It was a great day. Have a nice week, guys. Hopefully I'll have a video up for you next week. The plan is probably to ride both Saturday and Sunday, and I think we're going to do the Durand course on Sunday, but I'm not positive yet. We'll see. Maybe I'll just do a long ride on Sunday, because it looks like Saturday's going to be all rain. Bye!